Should I pay for advance parole? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. If you are applying for green cards, whether it's through asylum, through marriage, through employment, you will have the option to spend the money on something called advance parole. Now, what is advance parole? It's permission to leave the United States and hopefully come back while your green card case is pending. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that if you apply for a green card on any of those bases that I mentioned, and you leave the United States without advance parole, this could be a big problem. Most likely, you will be deemed to have abandoned your application for lawful permanent residence. You will lose your place in line. You will lose your filing fee, and you'll have a green card denial on your record. More importantly, you at that point will have demonstrated immigrant intent. So there's a question as to if you leave and you don't have advance parole and you don't have a bases in the United States, that you might not even be allowed back into the country. So advance parole is the form I-131 that you fill out to get permission to leave the United States while your green card case is pending and to come back. It's a very important thing. Now, there may be some good reasons for not applying for advance parole. The first is that at the moment, USCIS is adjudicating green cards without ever getting to the advance parole question. Right now, for this limited time, I think things will change eventually under the Trump administration, but for right now, we are seeing green cards approved before advance parole, which means people are getting their actual lawful permanent residence status in the United States without ever getting advance parole. And of course, once you have your green card, you no longer need advance parole. So that's one reason. If you think that your green card might come quickly, that you have a straightforward case and you might not need to leave, then you could probably not spend the money on advance parole. The other reason why you might not spend money for advance parole is if you're convinced that there are no set of circumstances that would require you to leave the United States while your green card case is pending. Well, who would that be? These are people who are in the United States and who are deciding to apply for a green card but have been out of status for a really long time. Usually this would be because they're now married to a U.S. citizen. And my advice in those scenarios is you should not leave until you actually have the green card in hand. I wouldn't want you to leave even with advance parole. I would not feel comfortable with you leaving the United States if you have a long period of unauthorized presence in the United States, because even if they give you advance parole, they might not let you back in, and then you might have a bar on coming back for 3 or 10 years. And so that would be another subset of people who would not apply for advance parole. But for everybody else, if you have family back home, or if you think there's any reason why you might possibly have to go back home to your home country, you should apply for advance parole. Again, if you don't apply for it and you leave, you lose your filing fee, your place in line, and you have at that point demonstrated immigrant intent, and it might be very difficult for you to come back. You know, we used to have cases in the old days where people left and came back with a pending green card application, never having applied for advance parole. But things are a little different now, and technology is such that the federal government pretty much knows when you leave as soon as you leave, and they know whether or not you have advance parole. So big problems can exist if you do not spend the money on advance parole. So for the vast majority of people, except for those two groups of people that I mentioned, we would recommend applying for advance parole. If you're getting started on the green card process and you want our help, please feel free to give us a call, 314-961-8200, or email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free resources, we got a ton of them. You can follow me on TikTok @ImmigrationHacking. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get alerted whenever we post a new video. You can turn on your little alarm bell notification. You can join us on the Immigration Answer Show, which is a show that I do 3 or 4 times a week. And that's just me straight answering questions from people who care about immigration and want to know about the process. We'd be happy to have you join us there. You can text the word show to 314-470-3300 if you want to get on the list to get in the waiting room to ask me a question. And finally, we have our Immigrant Home Facebook group. If you search in Facebook for Immigrant Home, you'll find us. There's over 14,000 of us in the group, and we talk about the immigration process every day. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.